To start, let's sketch out the triangle in quantity A. Remember, an isosceles triangle is a triangle that has two sides of the same length. And further recall, if your isosceles also has a right angle, that means you've got the right isosceles triangle, and the proportions for a right isosceles triangle are always x to x to x square root 2. So here, when we sketch this triangle out, if we have two side lengths of 2, that means the hypotenuse has a length of 2 root 2. Now, remember, to get the area of a triangle, the area is always 1/2 times the base times the height. Here we have a base of 2, and we have a height of 2 as well. In other words, our area is going to be 1/2 times 2 times 2. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, and half of 4 is 2. So we know that quantity A has a value of 2. Now, as a next step, let's go ahead and sketch out our triangle for quantity B. Remember, an equilateral triangle? That means all the sides are the same, and the angles inside are all 60 degrees. So if all the sides have a length of 2, our equilateral looks like this. And as we can see, our triangle has a base of 2. The trick, of course, is going to be to find a way to get the height. One thing you always want to remember when you work with equilateral triangles is that if you cut them in half, you create two 30, 60, 90 triangles. And a 30, 60, 90 triangle has a very specific set of proportions. X to x square root 3 to 2x. The x is always across from the 30-degree angle. And the 2x, that is the biggest leg, is always across from the 90-degree angle. So what we can see here is that the 2x leg has a length of 2. And what that means is the x has a length of 1. And the x root 3 leg, therefore, should have a length of 1 square root 3, or root 3. And what we can see now is that our triangle has a height of square root 3. So to get its area, it's going to be 1/2 times the base times the height. And again, remember, the base is 2 and the height is square root 3. So it's going to be 1/2 times 2 times square root 3. Well, notice when we multiply this out, the 2's are going to cancel, leaving us with square root 3. In other words, we're comparing 2 to square root 3. Now, one thing you should know heading into your exam, the decimal equivalent of square root 3 is 1.7. If you don't know that, remember, what is 2 in terms of square roots? 2 is the equivalent of the square root of 4. In other words, we're comparing the square root of 4 to the square root of 3. Clearly, the square root of 4 is bigger, and there you go. That's the reason here that we know that A is bigger than B, making A the correct answer.